What's going on, YouTube family? Delimo here. Yes, Delimo looks different. Delimo doesn't have dreads anymore. Delimo has a bush with a pretty little... Let me show you my hair.
Real hot girl shit.
Alright, what's going on, YouTube family? So, I was trying to start the video, trying to show y'all my haircut. What's up? It's been 2 months. I done fell off the chair. My arm hurt now, but now I want to show y'all my bush. With the haircut. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. My bad. I think we got it together now. I'll put the bloopers in there. So anyway, we're going to talk about Airbnb, being a host. I've been a host on Airbnb for 2 months. Yay! We're going to talk about this guest. We're not going to say he or she. We're just going to we're going to talk about 2 guests in my experience and the whole 9. My first guest, we're going to call my first guest Jay-Z. Not saying this is a man, not saying this is a woman. We're just going to say Jay-Z, okay? So Jay-Z was checked in by himself with a dog. Okay? Me and Jay-Z conversed back and forth. Me and Jay-Z was like, you know, I was explaining to Jay-Z, hey, listen, is this your first time here in the city? You know, what brings you here? You know, he told me what bring him. Jay-Z told me what brings him there, whatever. And Jay-Z specified it's just Jay-Z and the dog. I'm like, all right, cool. So basically, I told Jay-Z, listen, leading up to the day of your arrival, either the day before or the day of, I will give you the codes to the house. If you need anything, I'm available at any time. That was in the discussion. He was like, okay. All right, Jay-Z, I'll see you. Fast forward to the day of check-in. Jay-Z sends an alteration request. An alteration request is basically you are trying to alter your booking with me. You're trying to say you want to add something. Whether you want to add more days, add another animal, take a day away, add another person, add 2 more people, whatever. So Jay-Z did alteration request, I think like 2-3 hours before it was time for Jay-Z to check in. So as fast as Jay-Z, oh my God, my phone's falling. So as fast as Jay-Z did the alteration request, I didn't know Jay-Z canceled it. Usually when people send you alteration requests, at the bottom it says approve, or, you know, you could change whatever it is that they need to be changed. I couldn't do none of that because at that point it was canceled and I didn't know it was canceled. So I had to go back into my emails and I had to compare the alterations. I was trying to see. So I asked Jay-Z, what are you requesting to change? Because, I mean, you could be trying to cancel, but I don't know what you're trying to do. I couldn't tell. So Jay-Z's ignoring me. Now, Jay-Z's been ignoring me ever since after me and Jay-Z first had the initial conversation. And the initial conversation was, what brings you here to whatever place where this house is located? And I sent Jay-Z another message, and this was telling Jay-Z, I will be giving you the codes leading up to the day that you arrive or the day before. Blah, blah, blah. Jay-Z stopped responding after the first message of what brings you here. Indeed, Jay-Z told me he just wanted to come experience the whole, you know, where the house is. Cool. All right. So I started noticing that Jay-Z was ignoring my messages. And Jay-Z wasn't responding to what is the request that what are you trying to request to change? Jay-Z wasn't responding. So that's when I had to do my homework and I had to go through the difference between the original alteration and the new one. All I could see was a new payout. But then I put, I specifically had to read, okay, wait a minute. So Jay-Z wanted to add Beyonce. But then Jay-Z cancels Beyonce. So Beyonce gets canceled. But Jay-Z didn't think I could see that he tried to cancel Beyonce. So I'm like, okay, cool. I turns around and I send Jay-Z a new alteration request trying to include Beyonce plus their dog, Blue Ivy. Yeah. So, Jay-Z was on a solo trip, supposedly. Jay-Z just didn't respond to me. So I'm not going to argue with Jay-Z. You know, you top of the world. You know, it's a hard knock life. I get it. Whatever. So, the day goes on. This is the same day that Jay-Z's supposed to check in. Day goes on. And like I said, Jay-Z's not responding to my alteration request. Nothing. So, I'm outside living my nice life, right? And I get a call. And it's Jay-Z. Like, hey, what's going on, dude? No, he ain't say it like that. But basically, Jay-Z was like, oh, hi, how you doing? Doesn't say my name right, but that doesn't matter. How you doing? This is Jay-Z. And I'm staying at your house. And I'm trying to get into the house, but you never send me the codes. I said, hey, how you doing? This is how you pronounce my name. And I said, I did send you the codes. They're in the messages. You're just not looking at them. I sent you 2 codes. I've been sent the codes. And I'm going to resend them now again while we're on the phone. So he was like, could you just tell me the codes over the phone? I'm like, yeah, but they're also in the messages. There's 2 codes. There's one to get into the front door that you share the front door with the downstairs apartment. And then there's a separate code that you use to get into the house. So I said, could you at least just stay on the phone so I can hear you get through the front door at least? So he was like, huh? I'm like, could you stay on the phone and put the code in at least so I can hear you get through the front door? So Jay-Z's trying to, fiddle with getting in the door, fake struggling or whatever. Jay-Z says, I'll call you back. You're going to call me back at this point because you probably have another person with you. You don't want me to hear that. It's okay. So Jay-Z gets in the house. I ain't stunting Jay-Z. I ain't stunting nothing. So basically, the next day, Jay-Z calls me back. I'm sorry. Jay-Z called me back like 2 minutes later. Like, oh, there's another code to get into the actual apartment. Because the code that you just gave me doesn't work for this other code lock. And I was like, that's a separate lock for you to get in for your safety. There's 2 different codes. So I said, again, it's in the messages, but I gives them the code anyways on the phone. Jay-Z's not looking at my messages because at the bottom of the messages is my new alteration request for Beyonce to be added. So, basically, I fast forward now. Jay-Z and Secret Beyonce and Blue Ivy Dog is in the house at this point. I'm not jocking it, Do your thing, Jay and B and Blue, whatever. Blues Clues, like whatever folks shop up, do your thing. So, next day I gotta come to the house because I gotta clean the other apartment. I'm not telling you I'm coming. I'm not even thinking about you. Like, I didn't even know it was another person there until I looked at the cameras that morning. I looked at the cameras that morning because I had to check and make sure that my people downstairs left or did they leave early so I could know how to plan my day to leave early or not. So I'm looking at the cameras. I'm running through the cameras. I see Beyonce up there on the low board, just just riding the boards. Like they have like some little hoverboards. So I'm like, this ain't Jay-Z, this Beyonce and Beyonce dog Blues Clues. So I'm like, hold on, like, wow, y'all living y'all life. So my guests downstairs, they left. Like I said, I'm not telling you that I'm coming there because I'm not bothering you. I don't have to disclose that I'm coming there. I'm not bothering you. So basically, I come there, I'm making the bare minimum of noise. You probably just hear me walking up and down the stairs. You might hear me on the phone, but I'm not talking loud. So I passed this Jay-Z. Jay-Z was like, oh shit. Oh, Solange is in the building. So yeah, I was Solange or whatever her name is, right? And I'm like, hey, how you doing? So he's like, we just gonna mess up Solange's name. Solange? I'm like, oh, no. My name is Solange, whatever. So, Jay-Z was like, oh, okay, nice to meet you. You know, I apologize for all the noise. I'm like, it's cool, you know. Live your life. I'm not worried about it. If my guest downstairs didn't say anything, you're fine. That was it. I must have scared Jay-Z and Beyonce and Blues Clues the dog off. I had to. I go about my business, you know, and I'm cleaning the other apartment. They line dancing upstairs. Like nothing but noise. Just line dancing. Just making a bunch of noise. And I'm not sweating it. You know, like live your life because ain't nobody in here. It's just me. My people don't come until I think like 3-4 hours or something like that. So, you know, they was line dancing, like making a lot of noise. Them and Blues Clues was making a lot of noise. So I'm like, okay. I wraps it up with cleaning, you know. I mop everything, sweep everything. I'm done cleaning. Next day, it's time for Jay and Secret Beyonce and Blues Clues the dog to check out. They never checked out the next day. They checked out right after I left the apartment. Didn't say nothing. So Airbnb has it where your guests can tell you that they checked out. Or, you know, at least have some type of common decency to say, hey, we checked out early. They didn't do that. So I'm checking the cameras like, where's J and B? Where in Blue's Clues? Where's they at? No, I'm not seeing no movements. Ain't no car out there because they had a whole car. They ain't doing nothing. So I had to run the cameras back from the day before after I left to see J and B and Blue's Clues bounced up out of there right after. They bounced up out of there because they know they was in trouble. Because you wasn't supposed to have a unauthorized guest at my house. You're not supposed to have unauthorized guests staying in the B&B. The reason why you can't have unauthorized guests is because if somebody gets hurt, it could be, for instance, it could be the wintertime. Somebody get hurt, fall down the stairs, and they are not listed as a +1 guest. I'm not responsible for them because that's your fault. You felt like you didn't need to disclose that you had an extra guest just to save money. So now you thought you were saving money, but now your person hurt, and now you want to come after me and sue me because your person got hurt. That's not my problem. Because when you were supposed to disclose that you had an extra person because you wanted to be cheap, I think they paid $100, or Jay in just one +1 Blues Clues paid one. I don't know. It had to be like between it had to be like 189 or something like that. And I think it went up to like 248 or something. I'm gonna try to look at the numbers and see. But it was the new alteration was definitely showing 248. Jay-Z didn't want to pay that 248. He was cool with the one and some change with him and his dog, which is cool. So, you know, I'm like, I just wanted them out of my house. Like, listen, J and B, y'all doing too much. Y'all gotta go with Blues Clues too, cause they tore my couch up. I do let pets stay, but why is your pet all over my couch? Like, whatever you do at home, you don't do that in the B&B, because now I gotta work extra super hard to try to get this couch clean before my next guests come in. I mean, like, they left the windows open to my house, right? And there was mosquitoes in there. Spiders came in there. All types of stuff that flew in there. Like flies. They left the window open from the day before when they checked out, which had to be like 2:20 all the way up until I came in the house the next day, which was, I think I got to that house by like 10:30, 11 o'clock. No, 10:30. 10:30-ish, because that checkout was 9 o'clock. So, yeah, J and B, 0 out of 0. I gave them a bad review because I was just like, there's no way you think this is okay to, like, leave my window open upstairs. Dog hair, excessive dog hair everywhere on the couch, and this is a black couch. I don't want to say that this was NUT on my couch, but it looked like NUT, but it could have been dog drool. But I had to thoroughly clean this couch out because there were stains all over this couch, dog hair. Like I said, I don't want to say it was NUT on the couch, but it was just dripped down the couch. Could have just been a drooly dog, but I mean, when you got two people that we gonna say Beyonce looked alike. Beyonce was the same. We're not gonna say if these was men's or women's, okay? We're just gonna say Jay and Beyonce was the same sex, and we're not gonna assume that they were, brother and sister. I'm starting to realize that people don't respect a woman, especially being a business owner. They don't respect me. Men don't respect me. Young women don't respect me. But it's okay, I'm learning. But I just want to share this experience with y'all because I wanted y'all to see what type of things that you deal with on Airbnb platform with these crazy guests. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I've had some good guests too. Had a beautiful guest. I just recently had two people, a couple staying at my house for 10 days. Swear to God, they made my days. All 10 days. They made me happy. They made me feel like, yo, this is what I want to do. But there y'all go. I'm sharing with y'all my Airbnb experience. Peace out, y'all.
So indecisive, you can cuff me, but I'm wifey. I just want a nigga who gon' slurp me like a icy. Bitches bite me so hard, had